It truly appears that peace itself is the enemy. My solace has been destroyed so many times and in so many ways. I spend so much of every day in introspection, just trying to keep my head straight. And here's the problem. This sounds so simple, but it's so outrageously simple, no one seems to see it but me. You might, if you allow me to explain. My problem, 14 years of therapy trying to work this out, my problem is that I always appear to be available. I have people all the time coming up to me and telling me their deepest, darkest secrets as if I'd asked them to. And I listen, as long as I'm able. I can be actively reading or writing or working a Sudoku. Still, people come right up and break my reverie. Once, not too long ago, I had to shout down a preacher on the subway. Lexington line, crowded train. At first I couldn't see him, but I heard him loud and clear. "We all talk to God on Sundays." He shouted it like he was in the First Ebenezer Baptist Church without a mic. And even louder I replied, "Please be quiet." A few gasps from the other strap hangers. And just as loudly the preacher continued, "I'm talking about God." Then, still trying to get back to my rehearsal in my head, I said, "Allow people to have their own thoughts." The preacher got a little quieter. "But I'm talking about God." Then I got some help. A fella closer to the bully pulpit came to my aid and said, "He does have a point." I smiled at this, because the preacher was almost deflated. He said once more, almost in a whisper, "I'm talking about God." He had shrunken. No longer the tempest he was when he boarded the car. We'd only made it to 59th Street. The doors behind him opened and he cleared to allow new customers on, and then he gave up the ghost. He had no more audience. He appeared quite spent and backed out of the car. I felt intense relief. Jimmy or Tammy Faye or Reverend Al had been silenced. My compatriot had supported me in quieting the proclaimer, the pontificator. Now, this was an almost unique case. Most often, the usurper opens with a compliment directed only at myself. "I like your hat." "Don't you look snappy? What are you all dressed up about?" And I say thanks, but I don't return the compliment. Engaging in that way would be to encourage the interloper, so I say thanks or thank you kindly, and return immediately to my own thoughts. Now, on occasion, this party will accept the hint and leave me to my brooding, but more often than not, I must employ a sturdier rebuff. Nothing physical, of course, but it feels as if I have to give them a virtual lop upside the head. Some people you have to do that, making sure they're paying due attention. The whole thing is counterintuitive, an absolute mindfuck, because still, some will continue. "Why can't we just talk?" Or, "I think I can help you." Here I can call upon dear Frederick Douglass. Don't help me. I don't need your help. Just don't stand in my way. Let me ride the train in peace, please. I find this works much better than just shut the fuck up.